Well, it's a real honour to be flanked by the service chiefs this morning, and obviously today's announcement is about the transition to new leadership in the Australian Defence Force. As of July, General Hurley will be retiring. Air Marshal Binskin will be taking over as the Chief of the Defence Force. Admiral Griggs will be stepping up as the Vice Chief. Admiral Barrett will become Chief of Navy. General Morrison will continue for 12 months as Chief of Army, and Air Marshal Brown will continue for 12 months as Chief of Air Force. I've only been the Prime Minister for a little over 6 months. In that time, it's been a great honour and a privilege to work very closely with the senior leadership of the Australian Defence Force. We have a small but very capable, extremely professional and internationally respected Defence Force, which, as all of you know, is constantly busy. At the moment, we're obviously very deeply involved in the extraordinary search for ill-fated flight MH370, but we have ongoing major commitments to Operation Sovereign Borders. We have ongoing significant commitments in Afghanistan and elsewhere, and I have to say that our Defence Force is discharging its duties with extraordinary diligence and professionalism. So I am incredibly proud of our men and women in uniform. I do believe that they represent the best of our country, and I am confident that in the years ahead, our Defence Force will become more capable, more effective and more influential around the world. So with that, I just want to say congratulations to Air Chief Marshal to be Binskin on this very important promotion, and thank you to General David Hurley for the work that he has done over the last 3 years as the Chief, but over the last 40 years as a member of our military. General Hurley has done extraordinary work overseeing our operations in Afghanistan, in East Timor, in the Pacific, but he was also on active service in Somalia as our force commander there. David, I hope you feel incredibly proud of the work that you've done, because you have served our country. You've served Queen and country with extraordinary distinction, and certainly I'm very proud to have had 6 months to work with you as Prime Minister. David?
Thank you, Prime Minister. May I say how delighted I am to congratulate Air Marshal Binskin, soon to be Air Chief Marshal Binskin, as the successor to General Hurley. In my time in the Senate, I've come to know Mark Binskin as someone who I not only deeply respect, but I also admire, and I do sincerely congratulate him on achieving the culmination of his obviously lifetime ambitions to lead the Australian Defence Force. I think is a wonderful achievement in one's life, and I pause to again say congratulations, Mark. There will be many opportunities into the future for us to thank and celebrate the contribution that General David Hurley has made to the Australian Defence Force and all of the good things that he has done during his tenure as Chief of the Defence Force. He should rest assured that there will be many, many occasions when I will get up and extol his virtues and thank him profusely for the work that he's done. And the first thing I should say is, as a new Minister for Defence of some 7 or 8 months, I thank him for guiding me through what is always a difficult time transitioning from government to government, minister to minister. He has made the job a lot easier than it otherwise would have been. But ladies and gentlemen, all the service chiefs, the continuing ones and their successors, I want to congratulate and say that I am very, very proud of them. They are doing a fabulous job for us. One only needs to see the esteem within which we are held by the Malaysian Prime Minister and all of the service personnel that have come from the 5 or 6 different countries that are in Pierce Air Base today. in the work that we are doing trying to recover MH370. The Australian Defence Force is held in high esteem around our region and across the world, and the people who bear responsibility for that are standing before you here today. And I congratulate all of them, and may I say I congratulate the Prime Minister on these appointments. Thank you very much.
General Hurley.
Prime Minister, thank you. First of all, thank you very much for your kind remarks about and your support for the Australian Defence Force and its men and women. We really value that, and we take it to heart. Could I also congratulate the new team that's been selected to take over the leadership of the Australian Defence Force into the future. I think you'll note there's a mixture here of reposition experience, new blood and continuity, particularly important at this time as we continue the challenges of addressing ADF cultural issues that need to be pursued. So the pathway to change, I think this team and this lineup gives everybody assurance that we are deadly serious about taking on that issue and driving it forward. I'd like to congratulate Mark in particular. He knows what he's taking on, so he does not go into this job being blindsided at all. I think he's represented me on so many occasions, sometimes you think he owns my seat already. But Mark, congratulations, and I wish you well into the future. And to Tim, congratulations as well as the new member of the team taking over from Ray. With the Navy today deployed very widely across the Indian Ocean into the Gulf, really in all four corners of the globe at a very high tempo. Ray has driven the Navy very hard in terms of both the cultural issues it needed to address, but more importantly the sustainment and maintenance issues. He hands over the Navy heading in a very good direction, and Tim, as being the fleet commander for the last year or so, you're well across those issues, so I look forward to you taking that on. I wish you all well in the job. I do not intend to be a Nellie Melba, so Minister, one farewell would be sufficient. Thank you.
Mark.
Thank you, Prime Minister, Minister for Defence, CDF. Hopefully my voice will stay with me this morning for this. I have to say I'm extremely honoured and very proud to have been selected to take over as Chief of Defence Force in July this year. I know that I'll take command of the ADF at a time of military significance as we go into the centenary of Anzac commemorations. It's a time of transformation for the ADF, and it's a time for continued reform for the ADF. But I'm comfortable that I'll be able to meet the challenges head on and be able to face those challenges with the team that I've got supporting. And the senior command team that's been announced this morning is a great team. Ray Griggs, as the new Vice Chief, brings a lot of experience to the job. It's good to see Tim Barrett, the second birdie in Navy, to be promoted to the Chief of Navy position. As an ex-birdie I can say that. But brings a lot of experience to Navy. And also David Morrison and Jeff Brown, the experience that they will carry on in their two roles as Chief of Army and Chief of Air Force means that we've got that new blood in, as General Hurley said, plus we've got that experience and those wise hands as we continue to transition through. So it will be a big challenge, I understand that, but ready for it. And I too would just like to take the chance. I know that General Hurley will leave in July this year, and there'll be plenty of chances to say goodbye to him and farewell in that one big function that he wants, rather than those thousands of functions. But his leadership and dedication over the last couple of years as Vice Chief and then as CDF has been fundamental to where the ADF is today, and I want to thank him for that. There are big shoes to fill, but I'm also cognizant of the fact that there's 2 feet in those shoes between now and July, so I'll start talking a bit more about where I see the ADF going in July. So thank you very much.
Okay, I should also let you know that the white paper process has begun. There's an expert group headed by Peter Jennings to assist the production of the white paper, but the white paper is all about trying to ensure that we have more and more capable armed forces as we move over the next decade to increase defence spending to 2% of gross domestic product. Australia has small but outstanding defence forces. They are extremely professional, they are extremely well led, and what you've seen this morning is change but continuity in the leadership of our Australian Defence Force.